I'm sure you probably had the 24 hours is too short moments, right? Yeah, me too. I've been there. Like, I've always wished we had more than just 24 hours. Hello and welcome. My name is Chidima Blessing, and this is a fresh start. Okay, so let's get right into it. You know what's more interesting, or what is interesting, is the fact that everybody on planet Earth gets the same 24 hours. And a lot of times, many people get a whole lot done within 24 hours than the most of us. And then you're wondering, like, how? How? And like with the whole trending get ready with me moment, and this whole this is how I spend 24 hours in my life or a day in my life. And then you see people having a whole lot done, and then you're wondering, geez, like I only had maybe one or two things done. I've been there, but guess what, there's always a way around everything. Like, don't that just in a way just gives you some sort of I don't know, some sort of hope. Like, I always, this is completely different from what we're talking about, but I always have hope towards everything. Like, I always believe that if so long there's a problem, I always believe there's always a solution, or there's always a way out of it. No matter how bad the problem is, it is always a way out of it, or there's always a loophole somehow. Okay, that's just me. That's just me choosing to run my life that way. But yeah, today I'm going to be teaching you on how to make the most or the best out of your 24 hours. Like, we only get 24 hours, so let's see how we can make the most out of it. And that's why I'm here today. So you have to just stay tuned with me, and possibly you're gonna find one or two things that you're gonna like and probably make use of. Okay, stay tuned. I've said this like how many times, but you're gonna be hearing this a lot. Today, I'm gonna be bringing you tips on how to make the most out of your 24 hours. Right? Well, I don't know if this is a problem though, but whichever way, well, I'm gonna be giving you tips because I think I've heard a lot of people say, I wish I have more hours. I wish there's more than just 24 hours. But guess what? That's all we get, just 24 hours. And trust me, even if we had 72 hours, we would still complain that it's not enough. Okay? You know why? Because we're human beings. And as human beings, we are never satisfied. There's always gonna be one thing. There's always gonna be one thing missing. There's always gonna be that, man, I wish it was, who knows, 122 hours. But yes, we only get 24 hours, and I'm going to be telling you on how to make the most out of your 24 hours. You have to just stay tuned and stick with me. Yes. Okay, so first tip I'm going to be giving you, I'm probably going to be giving you like 3 or 4 tips, but number 1 tip is wake up on time. Like, wake up on time. I can't emphasize that enough. But this is not to say that when you wake up on time, there is a guarantee that you would have everything on your to-do list crossed. Sometimes there are people who wake up as early as 4 a.m., go to bed as late as 11 or 12 p.m., and yet they weren't even able to like take maybe like 5 or 7 items out of their to-do list. Meanwhile, there are people who would like get up like regular time, maybe say 7 o'clock, and then go to bed by like 9 or 10 p.m., and they would have had a whole lot done. Like, they would have achieved a whole lot for that day. But for starters, like, if you're trying to make the most out of your 24 hours and you're just starting out, the number 1 thing to do is to be able to wake up on time. And I'm going to be telling you why. Okay? And one of the reasons that you should wake up on time is you can plan your day ahead in your head. For example, I have things like every single day I have different tasks that I have to perform every single day of my life. On Monday, like, there's gonna be a particular food I have to do. There's going to be like this and that. And I know that I owe a daughterly responsibility to my family, right? Like I have to cook, I have to do some certain chores in the house, and then I have my own personal life. So waking up helps me plan out my day. Like if I have a project I'm currently working on, I'm going to have to plan on when is this going to fall, like what time can I assign to this. It's when you wake up that early in the morning that you're able to like, really plan your day. And if you're somebody who wants to like have like me time, a time you want to use like to work out, maybe a time you want to use for like quiet time and you want to like talk to God in prayer, a time when you want to like journal or something. So waking up in time, especially when everybody else is asleep. I'm recording now because everybody in my house is basically sleeping. This is like a me time. So this is a time that I'm dedicating to do something that I love, because as soon as it's 7, 8, I have to like, get going. I have to get busy. I have to get chores done. I have to have a whole lot done. You have no idea what time it is right now that I'm up and recording, because this is the time that I get an uninterrupted moment with myself. Like I can literally stay here and plan as much as I want to plan. Like plan my day. There are no phone calls. There are no interruptions. There's no call here and there. So yes, wake up on time if you're going to make the most out of your 24 hours. I cannot emphasize on this enough. Wake up on time. All right. So yes, let's have that checked. Wake up on time, tip number 1. Now let's go to tip number 2. Okay, yeah, moving on. Tip number 2. Now, my tip number 2 is very simple. Is to have a daily goal. It's not a to-do list. Have a daily goal. I'm going to explain this using myself as an example, right? So every single day of the week, I have specific goals. Like I have specific chores that I do. I have specific things that I have to get done on every specific day. And every day that I'm able to have that done, for me, it's a win-win. Like it's a win. It's like, oh man, I've done, like today has been achieved. Today has been conquered. That's it for me. Now, for you, if you don't have like a specific thing that you do on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like every single day of your life, every single day of the week, you have something specific to do. This might be a good time for you to like have that specific thing. Let's say on Monday, on Monday you want to say depend maybe. I mean, I'm trying to like look for like something very relatable. Well, I don't care if I'm not relatable. I'm a copywriter, so sometimes, some days I dedicate that day to like just writing emails. Like I could decide to come up with like 3-4 emails, or dedicate that day to sending code DMs or sending out proposals on Upwork or something like that. Like so, however your life may be tailored, it's important when you have like a specific goal towards a particular day. Like this is Monday, this is what I intend to achieve on Monday. This is Tuesday, this is what I do on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And it doesn't matter if it's like, you have just maybe like 3 things you want to do all week round. You can divide those in and say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is going to go towards this. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to go towards this. Then Sunday, and that's it. Just dedicate your day. Like just do I say dedicate? Like have a daily goal, like you want to accomplish, you want to have conquered. Like you have to have that one thing that whenever you do it, like you have basically conquered your day. Okay, I don't know if this is clear enough, but if it's not, I don't know. Probably leave a comment and I'll try to see if I can explain further. Yeah. So yeah, have a daily goal. So we're moving on to tip number 3. Tip number 3. I wasn't sure how many tips I was gonna give out, but yeah, tip number 3. Okay, so tip number 3. This is a little practical, and I think this should have been number 1 tip, but no, I need to be very clear on this. Like, you see, the number 2 tip I gave you and the number 1 tip I gave you is absolutely nothing without this third one. Like, if you cannot master this tip number 3, I am sorry. Forget about number 2 and number 1. And number three tip is time management. Okay, so the gist about time management is not cliche at all. Like, you could wake up as early as 4 a.m. and sleep at 11 p.m. and still feel like you didn't have enough time to do anything. While another person would wake up at 6 a.m. and go to bed at 8 p.m. and would still have ticked boxes of productive activities. Now, the difference between you and that person is just time management. Now you could go online and you see tons of time management strategies, a few things that are, however, recurrent in nearly all of them are: number one, I'm going to list them. Evaluate your daily activities. Now, what takes your time? Which of those things are necessary and which of them are time fillers? Number two, have a list of priorities. This is important because sometimes we tend to just fill up our days with random activities rather than doing the things that matter. I'm guilty as charged here. Now you have to work according to your list of priorities. And number three, eliminate or keep distractions at the barest minimum. For this, you need to put away your phone, take intermittent social media breaks and say no to a few things. Trust me. Because without all of this in place, I promise you, tip number one, tip number three, they're all going down the drain. Time management is the bedrock of getting the most or making the most out of your 24 hours. If you're able to evaluate your daily activities, you're able to, eliminate and keep distractions at barest minimum. If you're able to have a list of priorities, trust me, you're going to be able to make the most out of your 24 hours. In fact, you'll be crushing your 24 hours. By the time it's probably like 10 p.m., you already have ticked out boxes of productive day. I promise you that. And let's see if I have another tip. I'll probably just give you one more tip, like a bonus tip, okay? You ready? You just have to stay tuned. Okay, so for my bonus tip for today, I always like to say bonus tip rather than just saying tip number 4. Yeah, bonus tip. So for my bonus tip for today on making the most out of your 24 hours is build habits. Let me explain. I need to really relax and explain this one. So now, habits will save you from a lot of mental gymnastics. Because they make certain things a part of your life. So building habits around things such as 1 hour daily for skill development will ensure that even on your lazy days, you do something productive out of habits. For example, if you've built a habit of reading a chapter of a self-help book every single day, see, even the days you feel like you're so tired, because it's a habit, you're just going to read it. If you've made reading your Bible a part of you and it's a habit, regardless of how tired, regardless of how laziness hits you, you're going to do it. Let me look. I think I've been trying to build this habit of reading my Bible every single day, like making sure I read the Bible. Like, I would just I don't always think about what page or what verse or what book I want to read on. I would just randomly just open and whatever page opens, and then I would just read it. And I always realize that every time I just open a particular page in the Bible, it's always talking to me on something, maybe something new or something that I haven't even heard, or something that I didn't even know existed, right? Or a different story. And I'm sometimes I'll just close the Bible and I look at it again, am I really reading the Bible? So it's a daily habit. It makes it just saves you from a lot of mental gymnastics. It makes doing certain things a part of your life. Literally, Even if you have nothing else to boast about your 24 hours, you can show boast about these things. Like, it's a daily, like, the way you take your bath every day, and it's a habit. Like, I've met people who cannot go to bed without taking their bath. That's habit right there. I've met people who have some sort of routines that if they don't do it, they're just so uncomfortable. Like, it's impossible for them not to have it done. So building habits makes certain things very easy and a part of your life, and equally it would help you in making the most out of your 24 hours. Yeah. And that's all I have for you for today. Thank you so much for staying to the end. If you did listen to the end, please don't forget to leave me a like button, a thumbs up. Yeah. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to follow. And of course, subscribe to my channel as well. And it's always a pleasure here. Sorry, dog is back. And this is the hurdle that I go through just to come up with this content, you guys. And I do appreciate you guys listening, and I do appreciate you guys supporting me in every way that you can. I appreciate it. And enjoy the rest of your day. I do hope that you have a beautiful day and you're able to make the most out of your 24 hours until I come your way again. It's doodles from me.